Hey y'all, how's it going? Music. Um, what's up? I thought I had like 30 seconds more, and so I was fully just reading a doc, and then the music ended, and I was like, oh. So here we are. Hello. You were vibe dancing? Nice. Same. I've been doing a bunch of like tutorials and stuff for work and singing in them purely because I need to feel something. And the comms person today was just like, is our entire channel just going to be Cassidy singing? And it might be. I'm not even that good of a singer. I just kind of just go like, oh, and warble a lot. But yeah, between vibe dancing and vibe singing, talking about the CLI and stuff, I'm not kidding. This is going to be the second video in like 2 weeks of them just like posting me singing about something silly. But here we are. Here we are. How's it going? How y'all doing? Tell us you don't know Cassie without telling us you don't know Cassie. I know. I just there's so many like releases. We have to like shout about things. We're realizing that so for context, in case you don't know, I work at GitHub. Hello. I'm on the clock right now, but they're aware. The releases this week have been wild in the best way possible. We're doing all this stuff. We're releasing a lot. I don't know if you've actually seen the GitHub changelog lately. Let me just pull some things up. But the github.blog/changelog. I'm gonna share my screen in a second. This is how my tutorials are going. We're releasing so many things. Today there's an oh wait. That went out. Okay, I'm gonna have to tweet for the company in a second. Okay, anyway, just today there's 3 releases. Just in the past week, let's see, just in the past month, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And when I say month, I mean this week. 13 releases this week. There's so many things that go out. And it's a lot. And it's fun. We have to tell people about all the releases. There's so many things. And then not only that, I've mentioned this on the stream before. We have the changelog Twitter account, the GitHub changelog Twitter account, where it tweets out just like summaries of all of the updates. I write those. Our automations are broken. And so I mean it when I say, oh, I've got a tweet on behalf of the company. We've had 2 releases in the past couple hours, and so now I have to write a tweet about this. I am the automation, indeed. So excuse me while I log out of my own account, switch over to GitHub changelog. I'm going to tweet for the company now. Okay, 1 second. Let's see, the last one I did was the CLI telemetry. Okay, 1 second. Okay, Copilot code review now runs on agentic architecture. Generally available. Public preview announcement. Yada yada yada. Let's see. What I've been typically doing is just copying a sentence and then making that the announcement and letting people just read the OG image. Okay, get more targeted higher roulette noise. Done. Cool. Blammo. I know I'm a robot. I am the AI. That's the thing. I tried to make like an AI automation for this, but their tweets were just really bad. I've tried so many different models and so many prompt massaging things, and it's literally just faster for me to do this myself. But we release so much. It's such a first world problem. Oh no, my company's releasing so much. Okay, cool. New hierarchy uploads and file uploads in issue forms. Exclamation point to make it a little zany. Okay, cool. Was that all I needed to do? Nice, yes. Trillion-dollar company, by the way. How do they give same account access to many of you? I'm not sure what you mean by that. They gave me the password to the account, and that's what I'm doing here. I also have to tweet about the file issue uploads thing. So one second, you're just watching me work. So one thing that is cool, it is actually a very cool release, and I'll share my screen again in a second. Let me just upload this file before I do. Okay, cool. Sharing my screen, sorry, I had to check. So it is neat because like now when you make a new issue, you can require that someone uploads a file. So uploads screenshots, uploads logs, yada, yada, yada. So that's cool. It's like a very not AI release, but they asked me to tweet about it. And so I literally wrote the tweets and then put them in a note. And so excuse me while I make this tweet thread for the company on my personal account. Okay, I gotta get some bullet point characters, but 1 second. This is my job, y'all. Okay, so I've gotta get this link and put it here. And then in here, I want to make sure that I have this character here. Okay. And more. That part isn't approved by comms, but I don't care. We still got, in my company, the usual issue templates. That'd be a nice thing to change. I know, right? Yeah, no, it's kind of cool. Please upload an image of you holding today's newspaper to prove you're not a bot. You should actually quote tweet that if you are using Twitter, because that's very funny. Okay. Yeah, that's good enough. Shipping it. And now I have to paste that link to everyone. And I've got to do the same thing on LinkedIn. So the way we're doing certain launches now is we post it on personals and then the company retweets it because the company was worried about spamming people. And I'm like, chances are people want to hear about this, but whatever. Okay. Excuse me while I also post this on Blue Sky. La 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 la. Oh, really quick, did y'all see this, the March Mad CSS? I participated in this. You'll see how it goes. It was actually incredibly fun. A lot of screaming. And I'm not allowed to tell you the results, but it was pretty fun. Okay, cool, let me... Oh, don't want to post a tweet on Blue Sky. They would eat me alive. Okay, 1 second. Let me put my promo thing there, and I'm just gonna copy and paste. I'm just gonna make this a 2-post one on Blue Sky. I don't need to like feed the algorithm as much there. Okay, cool. Blammo. So much screaming. Yeah, no, I was screaming the entire time. Oh, hey, Ben. I'll retweet your post, or repost your post right now. Ha ha ha. Okay, cool. Let me share that link internally. Once again, thanks for watching me do my job, y'all. Now I've got to do this on LinkedIn. LinkedIn doesn't have the same character limit, so I can put all of them in one nice big post. Ah, the joys of content creation, am I right? Doobie 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 doo. They're very strict on emojis. I'm not supposed to use emojis in these. And then I'm going to add that visual right there. And then this link. Waha. Okay. Post. Here we go. It is done. beats doing my job. Yeah. I promise I do like technical work and very important technical content, but this is one that I volunteered to do. Okay, I'm going to go back here and paste this. Okay, cool. I have done my job. Whee! Anyway, what do you don't have a newspaper? How else would you get news? Yeah. I was going to vote for you, but then I saw you were lined up against in the first round. I have a lot of words to say, but I'm not allowed to say them. I'll add commentary on the March Mad CSS stuff after it's published. That's it. Did you have a podcast or am I just going crazy? I did have a podcast. And then our sponsor was laid off. And I haven't had a podcast since because the company didn't respond to me when I was like, can we do a season 2? But yeah, no, the battle against Josh Kumo was an epic battle. I, once again, have so many words to say, but another time. Aspect ratios, character limits, and pun to fun counts. Anyway, so you just watched me do some work. Silly work, but pays the bills, y'all. What I wanted to do today was update my app To-Do Meter because it's been a long time. I don't know if y'all know about my app To-Do Meter. Let me pull it up. I think I have a short link for it. Yeah, cast.run/todo is my app. I have many things to update with it in general. So first of all, this site, like, looks fine, but then if I zoom out, you see the issue. I gotta fix that. But I haven't actually made a new build since, you see that date. Remember the before times? Remember February 2020? Anyway, so I've got to make some updates. Not anything major, but I want to like update Electron and just clean up things. But the problem is, excuse me, is you still worked in an office back then, right? Yeah, and exactly this type of macOS title bar. There's a few things I need to update. The app still does what it says it does on the tin. Like, it's a glorified to-do list with a progress bar. I like it. I still use it. But if I updated Electron and cleaned up some things, you could zoom. That might be nice. You could have the proper menu bar, title bar thing in screenshots. What a concept. I also want to make like better installers for it because I just had a friend of mine install it because she was just like, ooh, that's cool, and she's not very techy. And then when I was just like, oh yeah, you have to unzip it, and then as I was telling her how to install it, I was like, this is actually very hard for non-developers who are like afraid of their operating systems. Anyway, I also added like a resume button here where like right now the screenshot just shows like delete or check off. I can add it to resume to remove it from the do later section now. I think I had it installed like 2 MacBooks ago. Exactly. Yeah. So anyway, there's a bunch of like little things where I don't want to make it like super fancy, but I just want to clean it up. Oh, and what else? There was one other thing I wanted to do. I actually have a lot of plans that I want to do for it, and I've just been avoiding it because there's so many like updates to do. Electron updates are hairy, especially because again it's been so long. There are breaking changes. Maybe this is what AI is for. Why am I just saying that now? I work for a company that builds agents and stuff that I'm gonna have it, yeah. Yeah. You should rewrite it in Rust for performance. I actually tried. It was very bad. It was a bad experience. I'm not doing that again. No, no, no. Yes, I should. But no, I will not. I want to be able to maintain it. But anyway, I'm going to... Wait, you were planning on doing this manually? I did so many... I built this from scratch with my bare hands. I love how meta it is that you could use this app to track updating said app. Yeah. But anyway, I'm gonna... I could tell Copilot to update this, right? Yeah. That would be a real test. If it one-shotted it, I would be like an AI believer. Well, I would be less skeptical because it gets hairy. I built this from scratch. Tony Stark built this from a cave with scraps. Yeah, that is the exact energy that I wanted to convey here. 1 second while I pull up VS Code and all of my other things and hide some screens because I was definitely doing a bunch of other work right before this. Yeah, I'm going to use AI. What a concept. I'm actually afraid of this code base. You know when you don't touch a code base for really long and you're just like you know you're gonna hate it. You know it's gonna be ugly. You should try open code with Copilot. I should. I'm lazy. Another time. Another time, another place. Why is my VS Code crashing? Okay, excuse me while I restart it. Ugh. Of course. Maybe it really, really didn't want to open that file. Or really, really didn't want to open that project. Okay. We're trying it again. Excuse me while I dictate this because... Okay, yeah, restarting worked. Great. Okay, and I'm going to open up my shell and I will share my screen. Just give me a moment. Okay, I'm going to npm install this really quick, and then while it does that, I'm going to pull up my screen, and I'm gonna open 2 terminals. No, just 1. No, 2. Sorry, I'm just gonna speak out loud. Old code bases have this remind me of the Tamagotchi that I forgot to check up on. Yeah. 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 Anyway. Okay. So I have everything open now. I need to do lots of like zooming in and things. I just npm installed a fresh thing, npm run dev. If it just runs out of the box, that's great. Because I have not run a... Oh no, what's going on? What? It's showing Fancy Gist. Wait a minute, how did that happen? Wait, something is going on my computer. My app Fancy Gist is here, but it's in the Electron shell. How did that happen? Okay, that means something is running in the background. That's hilarious. Yeah, okay. Okay. Wait a minute. Port 5173 is in use. Trying another one. It shouldn't be. I restarted my computer. Okay, wait, hang on. What is the command for... Did it open Electron or did you just notice it change? No, it opened Electron from scratch, but it was showing Fancy Gist in the to-do meter Electron shell. And I think, using my noggin, that means that whatever I have here automatically points to port 5173. And because that's in use by Fancy Gist somewhere, that is what's going on here. Oh, I haven't touched this in so long. Oh man. Okay. This is fine. I need to kill the other servers. I love the parallels of expectations. You expect the LLM to one-shot rewriting the app, but you do not expect just launching an existing JavaScript code base you open to just run on the first try. I know. Okay, just one thing at a time, people. I don't remember how to list. One second. Okay. Forgive me for what you're about to see. I don't remember how to list all of the open ports in a terminal and kill them. Thanks. I see that in the chat. I'm gonna copy and paste it into my terminal. What could go wrong? Netstat? Okay, cool. I'm gonna do netstat/a. Wow. What are all of these things? My computer is called Mr. Darcy. I'm just a girl, but I don't know what any of these other things are. I just want to know. Hackerman, I'm in. Yeah, exactly. This isn't what I want to see. I just want to see which dev servers are running, and I want to kill them. LSOF-TI 5173. Oh, yeah, I'm on Windows. I don't think that actually works. Give me a PowerShell command for listing the dev servers I have running and then kill them. Okay. Yeah, my streaming computer is a Windows PC. I like building on Windows too. I very much switch between them quite regularly. Okay. Cool. Oh. Okay. Kill them all. Okay. Let me do. Can I just paste this in PowerShell? This is how much I don't use PowerShell. Do it. Okay. Cool. That's the one. Oh, come back. Okay. I don't. Whatever. I'm just gonna paste it. I don't care. If it works, it works. I use WSL sometimes. Not all the time. I've had annoying experiences enough with everything that I'm just like, I'm fine. I use it sometimes. Don't use it all the time. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to try to run my Electron app. Aha. Okay. What a day. Okay. Cool. We're here. So first thing we gotta do is be able to zoom, because you can't see that. Nobody can see that. And we're also going to update it. But it's alive. It's alive. Okay. Okay. Clear. Not cleat. Clear. Copilot. Hey. I'm nervous. I'm going to use which model should I use? You know what I'm going to use? I'm going to use 5.3 Codex. That's been pretty good so far. You know what? I'm going to use 5.3 Codex, but high, like the thorough reasoning one, because I'm frightened. It's on live support. Ha 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 ha. Estranged HD, I actually called you out today in the GitHub live stream because I fixed one of the issues that you proposed in FancyGist. I added the / command for adding the table of contents. So thanks for that. It's pushed live. Anyway, okay. Update all dependencies. I'm afraid to just say that. update all dependencies and keep track of what might need to be rewritten as a result. I'm just gonna hit enter there. Update dependencies, no mistakes. I know, right? Yeah, doing that manually with npm is scary, which is why I'm like, I'm just gonna let it do it. I know, LLM models are never up to date with versions, but first of all, Codex is good, and second of all, luckily with Copilot specifically, it can pull from like MCP servers and sources and stuff to make sure things are up to date. Okay, hang on, let's see. This project uses a significantly outdated Electron React Vite tooling and runtime dependencies. Run some baseline validation commands. I'm gonna actually close the dev server for a second. Address breaking changes included. Prioritize minimal behavior change. Keep a clear list of rewrite risk areas for follow-up refactors. Yes, do that. Okay, we're just gonna let it go. Do you have any favorite MCP server or servers? I'm so boring with them. I really like. Do you want to run this command? Yeah. I really like the GitHub one just because I could say like address these issues, do XYZ, or like with this pull request add blah 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 based on this context. Like it can pull from all of the GitHub sources. I really like that. You've been too close to almost installing malware due to hacked packages. Ugh, yeah. And then I also like the Puppeteer MCP server because it can do screenshots very easily. So like if I say if I run like an agent that say like implement dark mode, use our existing design system and include screenshots of the before and after, and have it like use GitHub MCP and the Puppeteer MCP, it's nice to just have it done there. Write up the best PR you've ever crafted. Exactly. Playwright MCP can do so much with browsers. I know. I was noodling. It'd be interesting to make a like AI powered screenshot service with Playwright MCP where it's just like take screenshots of my website in all of these viewports, because then you wouldn't necessarily need a lot of browser testing tools. Like it would just give you like the responsive things and like give you an artifact, right? Huh? I like the idea of that, but add that to the project pile. We've all got one. Although I am like digging through more of my domain names because of AI. I talked about it on my YouTube channel where like I don't like a lot of things and I feel like unsteady in the future, but at the same time, it's nice that I'm actually working on some side projects where some of them I'm probably never going to ship live to humans, but the fact that I can use these tools personally is really nice. One second, I just got a ping at work. I want to make sure it's not important. It's not. All right. My manager has been on vacation for a while, and it's like a much needed one. I'm glad that she's gone on vacation and is coming back soon. She's coming back next week, and I'm so glad because it has been so much wrangling internally that like she's our like director, and then there's some directors under her, and I'm one of them. The three of us who are under her, who are like leading the team, it has been just enough work on all of us on top of our existing workloads that I'm very grateful she's coming back. And so I see some work messages, I'm just like, that can wait till next week, right? But then some where I'm like, okay, she should come back to not just a flood. The joys of business. This part is like running agents and stuff. It's not thrilling. I'm kind of just like staring at the logs, and What do you typically do if you run coding agents, whether you use GitHub Copilot or like Claude Code or anything? Do you just like run them and do other tasks? Do you watch YouTube? Do you get water? Like what do you do? Watch Twitch streams? Yeah, there you go. Cuz like this isn't exactly interesting content, I guess. But maybe it is. Maybe you like just watching the logs with me as we commentate. You do this, yeah. Okay, great. I'm glad to oblige. Let this be agent time. Should it be taking this long? I'm not. Right now, it says it's validating tests after upgrades, and I remember I did like the high reasoning one because I wanted to like think a little more. If I did a faster model, it would have gone faster. I got to the point where I realized I want to have parallel agents run and orchestrate them. Can I interest you in Fleet? So there's a slash command in the GitHub Copilot CLI called Fleet. Not to be confused with Twitter fleets, rest in peace. But you can run a fleet of agents where you write a prompt and then based on the prompt it figures out like, okay, we can have these parallel agents doing all of these separate tasks separately, yada yada yada, whatever. We're sorry or you're welcome. Yeah, I know. But anyway, yeah, you can then orchestrate them in parallel and you could be just like, okay, I want to delegate this to the cloud. I want to do X, Y, and Z. It's nice. It's fun to see if it'll work. It's giving will it blend energy. Yeah, all I need is like multiple camera angles of me just going, huh? And yeah, it'll be good. Coding agents took all the fun from coding. I know, I still like to do some, and I still like problem solving, but it was like the most boring part of software engineering, in my opinion, is doing code reviews. And coding agents kind of made all of our work code reviews, you know? Like you don't get the aha moments anymore of like, I figured it out, or just like, look how clever this is, I'm a genius. You don't really have that as much anymore with coding agents. You're kind of just like, this is what I want to do, this is how it goes, do it. Yeah, I'm still feeling weird about it. There's still some things where like I still like my website, for example, my personal website. I've like I've decided to refuse that I won't use AI on it at all. Like I might occasionally use it for like fancy autocomplete, but I am going to write the code for my personal website. It is mine. It is for my purposes. I'm doing that. Oh, hello. Sure. But yeah, besides that, it's just not as interesting. So we all become managers now, or just writing specs. I do think that like a lot of people thought that AI would replace technical writers, and yet all of the technical writing jobs out there are for AI companies, which I think is fascinating. So and similar with like a lot of developer advocacy work, which I'm biased, but the market's hot for dev advocates right now. And I feel like the ability to communicate code and communicate things, writing specs, describing how things work, communicating ideas, those skills are more valuable than ever. What's a dev advocate? Love that you asked. I think the easiest way to describe it is we're the voice of the developer in and outside of work. And so I typically, I say like we're developer zero internally. Whenever there's new features, my team is amongst the first to like play with the feature, try it, give feedback for the product teams. But then we also present brand new features to developers externally and teach people how to build things externally. But then internally, we take all of the feedback from developers and then present them internally to product and engineering teams to improve things better. So we're kind of like a middleman in different ways. So it looks different at different companies. Sometimes it's technical content creation, sometimes it's live streams, sometimes it's blogs, sometimes it's docs, newsletters, various things. Sometimes it's organizing events and speaking at events. Sometimes it's all of the above. But that is my job. It's fun. Basically sales, but for devs? Not really, because that's also there's also solutions architects, which are sales for devs, where they actually like go to companies and sell people things and sell technical solutions. Advocates are doing way less sales and more education. I'd say it's actually closer to. Why did the music stop? Weird. One second. I'd say it's closer to almost like user researchers, but for devs. Like, there's aspects of marketing, there's aspects of not as many sales. I haven't touched sales in a while. There's aspects of user research, there's aspects of just development in general. It's a hybrid. There's a lot of teaching. We work with marketing teams, but we're not on the marketing team. We work with the product teams, but we're not on the product team. We work with the engineering teams, we're not on the engineering team. We kind of just like are in the room for a lot of things. At least at GitHub, we're incredibly like load bearing, where like no launches go out without our say. Where like whenever they do go out without our say, you can tell. And I have some examples that I'm not going to bring up here in case my coworkers are watching. But DevRel feels like you're doing two roles in one, Eng plus marketing and community. Kind of, yeah. There is a lot of marketing work. I won't discount that. And there is a lot of like community stuff, but there's a lot more than that. Like on our team, we have like there's developer relations that like reports directly up to leadership. And in developer relations, we have dev advocacy, which is my group. We have the open source programs office. We have the developer education team. We have the developer programs teams. Programs teams run a lot of events and run a lot of different programs for developers. The education team specifically works with students and providing free resources to students, speaking to students, connecting with universities and stuff. The OSPO open source programs office specifically works with open source maintainers to make sure like their feedback is heard internally, financial support for maintainers, that sort of thing. Chief Understanding Officer, I like that. Developer advocacy, our group does technical content creation. We are in the room for product meetings to give feedback on like which things we should prioritize. We are doing like leadership demos where like demos that I've made, Satya Nadella has tweeted. Like that kind of stuff where we build the like developer oriented content that leadership produces or shouts about, as well as ones that we post ourselves. There's a lot of things that we do, and we touch a lot of things. How much of reviewing docs and making sure they're helpful goes on that? Quite a bit. We work a lot with the docs teams. There's a dedicated docs team where in previous companies that I've worked at, the docs team actually is under DevRel. It's not at GitHub, but we work with them a lot. I was in a call with them earlier this week. It's a hard to describe role. We just wear a lot of different hats, but it ultimately is helping developers build better for companies. Anyway, the CLI finished. Are you still involved in any engineering work as a dev advocate? Yeah, I actually shipped a change to the CLI this week, and I have a PR for GitHub.com out as we speak that I have to fix. It's in draft. The GitHub.com is like a monorepo, but not. I'll leave it at that. I need to flesh out my PR a little bit. But anyway, some people code a lot more than others. It really depends. When I was working at Netlify, we would do regular rotations on the product engineering teams where for like a quarter at a time, we would be put on a product engineering team so we could get to know that aspect of the product, help build and be an engineer on that team. And then when we would come back to the advocacy team, that's when we would basically explain way more in depth how certain features worked. And it was a good way to like keep our technical abilities up, but also get to know the product better for education purposes. Here at GitHub, when I say here, some people actually work on the product, some don't. It just kind of depends on bandwidth, time, and the day of the week. I made a PR to github.com on day one. I broke prod. That was terrifying, but I did, so it really just depends. Is GitHub still on Rails? Some of it. And that's why my PR is a disaster right now on the .com repo. Okay, let's see. Update all dependencies to the latest. Added test watch. Validation. Everything builds complete. Tests are blocked in this environment because node Ooh, gee. Okay, I should update that. Okay, I'm just gonna run it and see if it just works. If it does, thank goodness. Okay. Okay. Nope. Dang it. A JavaScript error occurred in the main process. Store is not a constructor. Nope. Store, I think, was deprecated. Dang it. Okay. Cool. I knew it. I knew it. I know that store has changed. Okay. But yeah, GitHub is still partially on Rails. How could you do this to me? I know. I should have known. Okay, I'm just gonna copy some of these. Or you know what? I'm copying the whole error. Why not? We're vibing it. Man, I knew that would be it, because I remember I ran into that, like, because I was gonna manually update this myself like 2 years ago, and I got so caught up on like how storage is done that I ended up not doing anything. Yes, it took a long time. I've had 2 children, so give me some grace. Okay. Copy and paste the error and shame the AI. Yep. Did you ask the AI to try its best? Not this time, but I should have. Ay. Okay. Let's see what happens. Being able to break prod on your first day, at that point, that is not your fault. I know. Honestly, like, when I look back at it, I'm like, they should have definitely code reviewed me a little more, because what it was such a minor thing. It was something where, like, I literally joined and I was like, at last I can fix this bug. Because at the time, if you had GitHub discussions enabled in one of your repositories, but there were no discussions yet, it had a trailing space in a sentence that just drove me crazy. I hated it. And so all I did was remove the trailing space, but it was a CSS change rather than a string change because of just how the component was made. And I made the CSS change, but apparently that was a load-bearing CSS class. So many things there. But anyway, it was a load-bearing CSS class that, yes, don't ask me again. There's still a JavaScript error. That ended up breaking, like, a ton of stuff in PRs, like way more than I expected. And I got some DMs, we rolled it back, and once again, people were cool about it because it was my first day, and they let that happen. Why are there 2 instances of this running? Uh-oh. Here, let me just close this. Okay. I've never broke prod and I'm still waiting for it. I think I've broken prod everywhere I've worked. Let me think. Oh wait, I might not have broken prod at CodePen, but I did do it at Netlify. I have done it here. I don't think I broke, no, I broke something at Amazon. I've broken something at pretty much every startup I've worked at. Yeah, you know, it's a rite of passage. You can't be afraid of it. Okay, let's see. Go for it. Luckily, the website only has a handful of users. Yeah. Yep. Oh, that's like, I talked about how I used to have a podcast. I interviewed my sister once. My sister is also an engineer and developer advocate. And one time, I interviewed her on the podcast and she didn't tell me this story until my interviewing her, and I was just like, what? But when she worked at Google, she broke YouTube for all of France for like an entire day, But it was because of time zones, she had like shipped the fix. Everything was code reviewed. It wasn't all her fault, but she like woke up to just panic because she took down YouTube for all of France. Like there was just a really bad configuration thing. I thought that was really funny. And honestly, the French deserved it. I waited until my 1-year anniversary at my current role to break prod, right after they put my name up on Slack for the anniversary. Ooh, how fun for you. Goodness gracious. What a time. Okay, this is boring. While we're doing this, you want to look at my cool pen? Because I'm into pens now. Being into like fountain pens has been a hobby that was kind of thrust upon me, and I'm okay with it. Where I've always liked nice pens and things, but I've only ever bought myself one pen. But then everyone heard me talking about pens, and so now I have a little pen rack. Oh my word. Of nice pens. Check this out. Isn't it cute? This isn't all of my pens, by the way. And so I've got a Pilot Kakuno. It's nice. And once again, these are fountain pens. I like this one because it has, can you see? It has a little smiley face. Can you see the smiley face? It's really hard to tell. Oh. It's got a little smiley face on the nib. Anyway, Pilot Kakuno. This one is a Binu. I forget, Binu Briolette, I think. It's all sparkly. Ooh la la. Oh no. Ah. This next one is a Caran d'Ache. This is the one I got myself. I like a red pen. It currently has like a dark blue ink in it, and I'm gonna put red in it next, but that's this one. And then this one was also, I keep saying was also a gift. They were all gifts except for the Caran d'Ache. This one is a Kakimori. This one's actually not a fountain pen, it's a ballpoint, but it's an aluminum ballpoint pen that's very fun. And then this last one I just got this past week because my friend went to Japan, and it's a Pelikan M200. And this one I actually put like, it's called, the ink is called Golden Honey, but it's a very nice ink. Isn't that nice? You can read what I wrote if you want, but long story short, it's this is like a limited edition pen that my friend got me in Japan, and the ink that I got for it, I got in a warehouse sale for $2. I got like just a bunch of ink for $2, which is a steal. And so now I've got to use it, right? Cool pens. I used to use fountain pens when I was younger, but they always felt kind of flimsy. Did I just use bad pens? Maybe. But anyway, it's been very fun. I have so much ink now. These bottles I keep on my desk. I'm pulling them up because look how pretty they are with the little like bloop. Isn't that so nice? Ooh la la. Anyway, the CLI has finished running. But welcome to Show and Tell with Cassidy. It has been very fun getting into this hobby. Not against my will. I have fully let it happen, but I definitely didn't. I've just been receiving pens and accepting it fully. Even the pen stand that I have was a gift. Okay, cool. The startup crash was caused by an ESM CJS interop classic. ESM as in like the ECMAScript modules, and then CommonJS and drop after upgrading Electron Store. I updated the thingies, verified da-ba-da-ba-da. Remaining blocker is still node runtime. Do I need to, is my node just out of date? Why does it keep saying that? Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. What node version should I be on? What year is it? I know that I should update node way more often than I do, but I never do just because I'm a lazy bum. Let's see. Okay. I'm fine. Oh, I should definitely be ahead. Oh no. Okay, cool. Node v25. I think I could just do like NVMU's 25, right? Oh my word, what did I just do? Oh no. Don't yell at me. Okay, it worked. Nice. Really weird that just a minor release would cause a major break. Yeah, I know. I'm going to... Let me just try to run this really quick. Let's see if it worked. This music is so epic. Will it run? Heck yeah, it does. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so we've got a bunch of to-do list items. We're pausing them. We're completing some. Progress bar works. Oh, I can resume from there? Nice, I forgot I implemented that. Okay, so the resume button works. Great. Cool. Awesome. It's updated. What a day. Okay, let me put updated node. I'm just gonna say that and see what it does. Maybe I have some tests to rewrite. Okay, cool. Nice. That's great. Ah, what a time. Okay, cool. Oh, I just got a message from someone that I've been waiting for a long time. Okay, I'll respond to that later. I was told that, like, I now own JavaScript for Microsoft developers, and I was just like, I do? Like, it was truly just like, hey, we hear you're the new owner of JavaScript for Microsoft developers. It's great to meet you. And I was like, I am? Are you sure? And they were just like, yeah, blah, blah. And they, like, said that they had a really big call with, like, some person who I have not met with about how I'm owning this thing now. Fully brand new news to me. So if you ever look up, there's apparently a website that I apparently own now. I've never touched it. But that's I just got clarity that I was not supposed to run it, but it was miscommunicating it. It was miscommunicated. So, yay! I don't have to do things. Okay. Awesome. Okay, it is just validating some things. I am cool with that. This thing, developer.microsoft.com. Oh, yeah. Hang on, let me see. Is this it? Yes, this website. Supposedly I own this now, but maybe I don't. Maybe I don't. They're sending more. If I'm being honest, I want nothing to do with the Microsoft developer stuff for certain reasons that I don't want to. I'm a representative for the company. You understand my hesitation on being around certain websites that may or may not be not fully generated by humans and that haven't been vetted. You have seen headlines in the world. Leave it at that. Do you upload your VODs? I do. Or rather, I'm trying to more. Where let me pull that back up again. All of these things. Where's the link that I just opened? Let me just pull that up. Okay, yeah. If you go to youtube.com/@Cassadoo. Oh, you have to do the @ now. I've been trying to upload the VODs here. Also, I'm figuring out my thumbnails. Because I've gotten feedback that, like, the text is very much clashing with the background, which it is. But I also do it out of laziness, where I just take a screenshot of the video and add text and hit send. But maybe I could add, like, a black block around the text or something. Sending this clip to Steve Ballmer. No! Does he still have power? Where is he? If I were him, I'd be, like, just away from the internet forever. But anyway, I have to figure out my thumbnails. Thoughts welcome. But anyway, I do indeed put the VODs on my stream. Why are they called thumbnails? Now I can't thinking about the nails on my thumbs. You know, I've never questioned it until this moment. Is the YouTube channel new? It's new-ish. It's one of those channels that like I've had for a very long time, and it kind of just was a dumping ground of stuff. And I'm now trying to post regularly. And so what I've been doing is on Mondays, I'm posting like a newsletter roundup where I just talk about what I wrote in my weekly newsletter that week. And then I try to add like some kind of technical fun commentary video in between as well. Since you now own something with Microsoft, we need the Cassidy version of developers. Here's the thing. I have been explicitly told to never do that. Like with danger tones of like, do not ever do that. And so, as much as I want to chant the word developers repeatedly, I think I need to earn it. I don't think I've earned it yet because otherwise I would be making that joke all the time. But I've been very explicitly told definitely no. Oh, wait a minute. Look at that. 2026. Ha ha ha. Okay. Ha ha ha. Okay. I'm going to do a very minor version update there for just updating those things. Let me look at the diff. Because I want to commit before implementing anything else. Okay, that's just a package JSON. Package log JSON. I don't know if this is how you navigate it. I just do like several thousand lines and let it skip through, and then until I get to the next one. I'm fully aware that there are better ways of doing this, but this gets the job done. Okay. Okay, version update. Different way of running tests. I'm cool with that. Reach version. Oh my word, so many things were out of date. Whew. Excuse me. Oh my word. Nope. Go back. React was not as out of date as I thought it would be. Okay. These things are quite out of date. Oh gee. I went from Electron version 22 to Electron version 40. Oh no. Okay. Okay. Cool. Great. Maybe I should just ask Copilot to build Windows Phone for me. Yeah, why not? The Devil Kid, thank you so much for the subscribe. If, by the way, y'all, if you are a Prime subscriber, a regular Twitch subscriber, a gift subscriber, what have you, you can connect your Twitch to Discord and then join us on Discord. It is a fun place. Microsoft needs to actually focus on developers for them to chant them. For what it's worth, not to like rush to the defense of a $3 trillion company, the teams that I'm working with are very, very developer oriented, and I appreciate them a lot. The bang Discord command, ! Discord command does not work, but connect your Twitch to Discord and it'll send you the invite. But anyway, I think the teams, a lot of the Microsoft teams that I've been working with have been struggling because they're very, very developer oriented, and my team at GitHub actually absorbed them. And so we're kind of figuring out how that'll work, where they still have a lot of Microsoft stuff, but also GitHub stuff now. And they're really smart, cool people, but they've been dealing with a lot of the like the old guard Microsoft things while trying to promote new cool stuff that a lot of people would typically ignore because it's Microsoft, you know? Does that make sense? Anyway, we're figuring out how to show that we're focusing on developers in a good way without being just like, Microsoft ate GitHub and now things are just sloppy. There's good stuff too. Okay, anyway. Gonna say update dependencies a lot. Okay, and then update license up version. Okay. Oh no, I should probably add the files, huh? Okay, cool. Wow. You know, that was just hairy enough. I'm really glad I didn't have to do that, because some of those like Vite configs were just tiny and annoying enough. Thanks, AI. I'm a partial believer in you. Oh no, 24 vulnerabilities? Oh no. Let me just copy that and see what those could possibly be. Oh no. We haven't used Dependabot in a while, so we've paused new pull requests. Thanks, man. That's probably a good idea. A lot of these are multiple years old. Okay. These things I don't think are relevant anymore. Yeah, because I think I've made all of these changes now anyway. Where, now for example, let me just look at some of these. VTest is at version 4, Vite is at version 7, Electron version 40, da-da-da-da-da. Okay, this... Oh, see, this was an attempt of doing this and then I never did it. I'm closing this. Okay. This bump we have done. Right? This needs to merge main. Yeah, see, all of these are already done, so I'm just gonna close this one. Oh, so many of these are... Can I bulk close? I've never actually tried. This is something I should know. Oh, I can. Nice. Great. I'm going to just close a bunch of these Dependabot ones. Closed. Yeah. The PR and issues views are way faster now, but there's still some front end like caching that needs to be improved there. Anyway. Okay, improvement idea. You know, this looks like not a good PR. No offense, fam. I'm closing that. I was just deleting git ignore stuff. Okay. Edit to-dos. A lot of people want to edit to-dos. I have to think about that. I keep seeing the wrong number next to pull requests. I do too. And I know that it's because of how they're doing state. There's a lot of like islands in state that has to cross things, but it's wrong. I need to clean up a lot of these. Ugh, there's such old issues. But hey, we made a change. We made an update. I'll take it, because it has been a long time. Okay, I'm gonna make new screenshots. I'm gonna make a new build. I want to add a new installer. One thing at a time. One thing at a time. Okay, I just realized what time it is. I'm gonna do other things, but once again, thanks for hanging out. If you want to see more content from me, this is my handle for most things, specifically YouTube right now, and my blog is at cassadoo.co. It's been very fun. I enjoy chatting with all of you. I'm going to have us raid someone. Does anybody have any preferences on who we raid? We could do Bald Bearded Builder. There's a few different tech streamers out right now. We could also raid a Go player. I always like raiding Go players because they're always like, what are you doing here? Let's do that. Okay. Once again, if you subscribe, you can join us on Discord. And I will put the VOD for this on YouTube. All right, y'all. I'll see you next time. Bye.